Welcome back to my channel, Paper Therapy with Amy. This is the, I have to look, Season Greetings paper, and the one side is wintry and the other side is summery for those who have a hot Christmas or a beach Christmas. I will be using this pattern for sure, and this one. I pulled out a few, and I have a bunch of very wintry pictures when the hoarfrost was beautiful, and I also have a lot of this paper pack left. So actually this sheet here, it looks to me like it matches quite good, so I'm gonna try it. No guarantees that it's gonna work out for me and I'm gonna like it, but I'm thinking it looks quite good, and so I'm gonna try it out. It is Wonderland. The paper pack was called Wonderland, and this sheet is I believe still available in bulk. So I have a few from my backyard as our puppy when the snow was just incredibly amazing, and then I have a few on Sunday as we went to church. I even took some in the church parking lot. The hoarfrost, that's what, I don't know if everybody will know what that is, but that's what we call it in Canada. It's H-O-A-R. It's a frost that just coats every branch, as you can see here in this photo. So I just wanted to document these photos. There's no people on them, just the little doggy. These were all the same day, and then these were thereabouts as well. We had a bunch of snow, and then we got this frosty, kind of foggy morning, and it ended up with every branch just coated, and it was just beautiful. Okay, I'd like to start out on 2 sheets of Glacier. So a lot of times I skip the photo cropping process, but I've decided this time I'm gonna include it. So I'm going to try to do a grouping. I'll probably start on this side with these ones. And, you know, some of them can be cut smaller, and I might even take this one out because it's very similar to that one and not as nice. So we've got those, and then the ones in my own backyard of just, you know, our snowy backyard, I might put over onto this side. And I'm going to do my traditional grouping to the center of the page, and I'm going to be cutting them in different sizes. So I think first of all, this one does not need all the background, so I'm definitely going to take it down to square for sure. Let's go down to 4 by 4. And then for the purpose of matting them after, I do find that I like 3 3/4 and 3 3/4 the best, because then you don't have to use as much paper when matting, like it fits on a page. So now I can get 1, 2, 3 mats out of a page, right? I like to think about a 12 by 12 page in thirds. So this one here for sure can be a square as well. So we're gonna go down to 3 3/4. That looks pretty good to me. And then I'll just come up here because I'm probably not in the frame for you. 3 3/4 again. And this one here, I might not trim down at all because it's just such a nice photo with the different colors of foliage and like the dead grasses in here. This one can definitely come down a bit. Definitely gonna go to 3 3/4 this way. And then, let's see. Okay, let's start with that. And then these guys will be fairly easy to crop because they're not super special. Other than that, they're just showing how much snow we got. We got so much snow, and then it melted again fairly quick. This one here, you can see we've shoveled here, but I don't think I need to have all this foreground here, so I'm definitely gonna take that down. And we're gonna go to this size as well. Miss Mabel. We're gonna go to this way for sure. And then I'm not sure if I want my hand on or I want to take most of it off. I think I'll take most of it off. There we go. And then this one here can definitely come down. And there we go. Miss Maves. I feel like she can go up like that, sort of an overlap. Let's see. So there's this option, or there's the option of centering both pages and just kind of keeping them a little bit separate, but still having it as a 2-page spread. This is certainly my favorite paper in the Seas and Greetings paper pack. So I did want to conserve it as much as possible. And I discovered that I probably didn't need to cut the 2 sheets. I was going to, and then I realized I kind of wanted a border. And I was going for the same border all the way around. I just really like how that looks. So I wanted to take a little off this photo so that the frame, the pattern paper frame I'm making kind of shows all the way around. And I needed to decide how much I wanted to show on the other side. So I wanted to remove a little strip to place on the other side of the layout for continuity. I brought in a sheet from Wonderland, the one that I showed you in the beginning of this video, and I do end up using it on the layout, but I do not use it in the spot that I have it here. I found that it grayed those photos out, and it was kind of a cloudy day, so they were not pristine white, and it was just not bringing out the best in them. I really wanted to incorporate this sheet. It says, "Baby, it's cold outside, brr, winter wonderland," etc. So I used it on the top and bottom of the pattern piece I have there, and it ended up making my border actually not the same all the way around, but I do remedy that later, and you'll see that later on. So at first I had these little 2 pieces of paper in here. I didn't want to cut the paper yet. I wanted to see how I was going to like it with this continuation of the snowflake paper in the background. So I just tucked those in there for the time being, just to kind of see how the layout evolved. And I also brought the pages right together on the Versamat because I really wanted to see how it looked when everything was sort of connected, and I wanted to get it down straight. Once I sort of figured out how much was going to be covered up by that long piece of paper, the one that goes from top to bottom, I decided that I would cut those pieces off and use them for the continuation on the other side of the long piece of paper, so that once again it looks like it continues right through underneath. One of the things I really love about having a lot of photos to scrapbook is that you don't need a ton of pattern paper. You can definitely, especially if you put the photos right up against each other, you can definitely cheat and leave spaces without any paper behind, but fool people into thinking there is paper there. It kept bothering me that those photos looked gray to me, so I ended up adding a different piece of paper behind. It's kind of a white wood grain, and I had tucked that in the evening, sort of as I was walking by the layout. It took me a couple of days to finish this layout, and I just thought, I don't like it. So I tucked this in, and I liked it, and I came back in the morning and started recording with this in. So that's why me kind of trying it out in here, there isn't really a recording of. So I decided I wanted some continuity with it as well. So I placed a little bit of it on the left-hand page and then continued it onto the right-hand page. And I end up pulling the snowflake paper quite a bit farther out so that when it's finished, the border kind of above the word paper and beside the snowflake paper is about the same, with the little corners kind of cut out. I'm doing a little bit of inking on this piece of paper here, but I don't make you watch all of that. I just skip ahead to when I've got the layout inked and sort of glued down. You may also have noticed that off camera I've added some matting to some of the photos. So 2 of them are matted in white, and a few of them, 3 I think, the dog and 2 on the other side, are matted in the paper that I'm adding in right now here, this Wonderland paper. And I like that a lot better than the huge piece of that grayish paper in the background. I liked this Wonderland paper because it combines the zip strip that I have there with the snowflakes on it. I don't know what color it's supposed to be in the season greetings packs. There isn't really a color listed that I would say it is, unless it's supposed to be a lighter version of sapphire, but it matches that wisteria color that's in the Wonderland paper perfectly. It also has gray and glacier, so it just kind of combines the colors from the snowflake paper and the snowflake zip strip and the paper with the words on it, and it just kind of brings them all together. And I always really like to have, you don't have to have it, and you can make cohesive looking layouts without it, but I do really love to have a piece of paper that kind of combines the colors, that brings everything together. So here you're seeing me use the handy lines on my Versamat. I am really glad I bought the 2 Versamats. I did it because the other people that make videos convinced me. Part of the reason it's nice, especially, is when you make videos, it helps you to stay in the frame of the video. So that's definitely a reason. And also for the people watching, they can kind of see how much I measured. So if you do want to scrap lift, which you are welcome to do, you can kind of see how big my pieces of paper are. I should add a bit of a caveat to my willingness to allow you to scrap lift. If you're going to scrap lift for me, I would just love it if you would subscribe and like this video, first of all, and subscribe to my channel. And if you really want to support me, I would just love it if you'd stop by my shopping page, which all these products are linked down below, and most of them are available. And you can make a purchase, and that would really support me as well. The word Wonderland that you see here is actually not available from Close to My Heart. It is from my stash. I cut it out 3 times, 1 time in the wood grain paper and 2 times in white, just to make it a little stiffer and to stand out a little more. The word winter is cut from glitter paper, and I also have some snowflakes that I'll be showing you momentarily. This glitter paper was horrible. I picked it up at the dollar store because I fell in love with the color, and we definitely have far superior glitter paper than this. These are the floral snowflake Stampin' Thin Cuts, and I have not seen them in the Boxing Week sale yet, but it is very possible they will be there, so check it out tomorrow. Otherwise, you can use the unique stamp and thin cuts of snowflakes, and I will link those down below. The chickadee bird and the sprigs, I believe, are no longer available, but maybe some of you have them in your stash, so I just wanted to show you which stamp set it was. I think it's from Spruced Up Card Making. Whenever I use something that's unavailable, if I can think of something that we have now that's quite similar, I will link it down below as an alternate. So that's just a little tip for you. If something isn't available and you see it linked as alternate, it's because I'm thinking it's very similar and it could be used in the same way. With this layout, I was definitely being mindful of the visual triangle. I was trying to kind of have my clusters be in a shape of a triangle, and I was also leaving the spot on the wood grain paper there open for some journaling. So I do add some strip journaling in there after. I made sure that my 2 chickadees were facing into the layout. That causes you to look across the page. If it looks out of the layout, it kind of draws your eye away from the layout, so it's nicer to have it looking in. Just adding the last snowflakes and discovering this one's kind of big for this spot, so I switch it up with the one from the other spot. And I'm pretty happy with how balanced this layout is, that there's elements from both pages on both sides. Every element repeats itself on each page. And I like how I've made a little bit of separation because it wasn't exactly the same day, but it was thereabouts the same time, the right-hand page and the left-hand page. Sometimes I will even ink around the stickers and embellishments that I'm adding to the page. I find that it gives it kind of a vintagey look, and I really like that. And especially these snowflakes were really stark white, so I did ink around them. I stuck most of my embellishments down with white glue that dries clear. I need to get one with more smaller tip. Right now I'm working with something that's not ideal for the tip, but we can't have everything at once, right? Christmas is just over, so I'll just have to give it some time before and I'm spending all my money on the Boxing Day sales too. I hope you all are checking out those sales. They're pretty awesome. And this is a good time too to say, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas with family and friends, and that you feel the peace in your heart that comes with the birth of our Savior. I've been trying hard to add in my journaling right away, because I have layouts that I've done 2 or 3 years ago where the journaling's not there, or it's been penciled in, but I've never gone over it and pen and erased the background. So I am getting better at journaling right away. This is the finished layout. So here's a nice close-up of how it all turned out, and that glitter paper looks good, but I definitely will be using our glitter paper in the future because it wasn't fun. I had to poke every one of those little holes out from the snowflakes because they just didn't cut nice. Well, once again, a great big thank you to all of you for stopping by my channel and spending this time with me today. And I hope you enjoyed and were inspired by the layout, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you next time. Bye.